All right, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and I've been going over the article from JavaScript.info on strings. This is in accordance with Chapter 8 from our textbook, JavaScript 6th edition by Sasha Vodnik and Don Gosselin. And we left off talking about backslashes and the like, so. All right. Like arrays, strings have a length. But whereas the length for an array tells you how many elements there are, the length with a string tells you how many characters there are. All right? So let's try this. And we'll change it up just a little bit. All right, so instead of you doing it all like that, I mean, we can put it, I don't like the fact that when you put this into quotes or whatever, into backticks, it goes white. It's almost impossible to see. So, for she's a jolly good, well, it's fellow, so what would we say for lady? Lady? So let's count and see how many we think we're going to have and how many we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Now we're either going to get 28 or we're going to get 29. All right? So let's see which one we get. So it'll be 28 or 29. If it's 28, then it's not including the backslash n. If it's 29, it's including the backslash n as one character. If it's 30, it's got the backslash as one character and the backs, and the n is another character, which isn't the case. I think it's going to be 29 from what I've seen here. Refresh. 29. All right. So it counts the backslash n as one character. All right. As it says, length is a property. It says people with a background in other languages sometimes call string.length. If you put the parens on the end, it's not a property anymore. It becomes a function. This is a property because there aren't parens. This is a function call because there are parens. All right, so it is the name of the string dot length. All right. To get the character at a certain position, you use the square brackets with pause, and you start from 0. Now, you have looked at examples like this before. And again, I actually don't even like their examples, so I'm going to change it around just a little bit. So we're going to say let response, because this is the way I've done it before, equal prompt run program again, yes or no. The problem is when you do something like that, you have no idea, even if you give the person a default value like that, you have no guarantee that the person will type in a Y or an N. They could type in a lot of characters. So now we'll do this where we put in yes, and let's see what happens. All right, so using their example here. Refresh. Do you want to run the program again? Yes. All right, why didn't we get anything? It says str is not defined. Well, that would make sense. So I've got to replace str with response in all these. So if I'm going to put in yes with a capital Y. So I should get a Y for this, I should get a Y for this, and I should get an S for this. In fact, let's put it in all caps. All right. Y, Y, and that's it. But now let's run it one more time. Now we'll put in yes, please. All right, in fact, we'll just put in yes to get the answer that we expected before. There's the Y. There's the Y. It's not giving us the S. I still have str defined in here? Yes, I did. It's got to say response also. All right, in fact, let's do this. We'll type in here. So we will input yes, please. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do now, this is going to take all this, okay, and let's take the response and grab that and do a dot to uppercase. All right? So we'll do a to uppercase on all of these, okay? Just to see what happens. And again, I'm going to now put in yes, please, all in lowercase. Hopefully I didn't type in anything in here. Hopefully I didn't type in anything and put it and introduce any syntax errors in. So, but we'll find out. Yes, please, all in lowercase. There's the Y in uppercase, again, and there's the E from please. So I'm even showing you how you can combine different string different string functions in here. So I went a little further. All right. If you want to iterate your way through here, as they're showing, I don't know why you'd want to do this, but again, you could if you did want to. And as it says, we should get each character as we iterate our way through here. Let's see. H, E, L, L, O. All right. Let's say, for whatever reason, let's say what I wanted to do here is I wanted it to put each character, but I wanted just a space between, but I wanted all of them to print together. All right. Well, now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say this. I don't know if this will even work, but I'm going to say var char equals, and I'm going to make this the empty string. Then I'm going to say let char equals, and instead of saying an alert here, all right, I'm going to say char, what did we put here before? Okay. We'll call that str. All right. So I'm going to say str plus equal, and I want to add char to it, plus, let's do it as a \n. All right, and now let's do an alert of str. Again, it's possible when I'm doing this off the top of my head like this, I could introduce syntax errors, which I would never purposely try to do. But there it is, HELLO. Now, one thing that sometimes students have a hard time wrapping their hands around is this string right here really is the equivalent in many ways of a character array that has 5 different elements in it, an H, an E, an L, an L, and an O. All right, if that confuses you, don't let it worry you. All right, continuing on. Strings are immutable. That confuses people. So notice what we're doing. We're saying let str equal hi. Then we go back and we try to change the first word, the first letter of it. So we try to change it from an uppercase H to a lowercase h. And let's see what happens if we put that in here. All right, is this going to work or are we going to get an error? Well, it didn't work. When we inspect, and it says, cannot assign to read-only property of the string. So what do I do? All right. And that's what the author's asking you here, basically. What do I do? The usual workaround is to create a whole new string and assign it to str instead of the old one. And there's the example. So this says, okay, I've got that string. Now I'm saying now str equals h plus that. Now, these examples in many ways, for lack of better words, are kind of convoluted. In other words, they're probably not the kind of thing that you would be doing very often. And I believe I'm not the author of this particular article, but I believe the reason the author shows you this kind of stuff is for completeness sake. All right, because there are things you could potentially run across. So there's hi, the original. No error. But we changed it from hi like this. So let's alert original. And for this one, we'll say modified. All right. So this should look like this. This should look like this. All right. There's the original, and there's the modified. Okay. Changing case, I already showed you the 2 uppercase. There's also a 2 lowercase. So let's just grab this, and I'll use an example of that. Okay, not their example, but I'll just use one. So we'll say here var str equal now is the time for all good people to come to the aid of their party. All right, so there was the original. It was supposed to be an exclamation point. All right, so I'm going to do an alert of str, but I'll do an alert of str dot to lower case. Okay. And let's see what that looks like. So in fact, because for trying to get some consistency here, let's again say alert original plus str. right? And this will say alert modified plus. All right, let's see if we get this first in all uppercase and second in all lowercase. There it is, the original all in uppercase. There's the modified all in lowercase. All right. Again, these are the if you work on an application where you happen to work with string values a lot, you might end up using this quite a bit. All right. There are multiple ways to look for a substring. A substring is a string within a string. The first method is str.indexOf. So it tells you the given starting position of whatever you're looking for, and if it doesn't find it, it gives -1. All right? And by default, it's case sensitive. So I've got string as widget with ID, and it says, where do I find widget? Well, that's character 0. Here it says, where do I find widget? But since it's case sensitive, there is no lowercase w. It doesn't find anything, so it returns -1. Here it returns, you're looking for ID, so that's character 0, that's character 1. So let's do a couple of these. Let's do one more where we say here str equal the new widget with ID. Okay, so I've just changed the string. In fact, let's make this a little w, and then let's run these all over again. We'll come back and take a look at it. So I guess before all of these, I'm going to do an alert that's going to say original plus. So I want to put that before all of these, just so you can see our original answers and then our modified answers. Doesn't like something. STR has already been declared. I think it's the same message I gave you before. The same error that we got before, because this is a mutable string. So let's call this str2, 2, 2, 2. Oh, what's the problem here? Oh, that should be there, let str2. I don't know why I've got that in there again, but I did. This should work. The optimal word being should. Original, position 0, that was the W. Position -1, it didn't find a lowercase w. Position 1, that was the I and ID. Modified, -1, because now it's looking for an uppercase W and there isn't one anymore. All right. And then it looks for so that is this one right here. And it's coming up with 8. How did it get 8? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So this changes to 8. That changes to 8. That changes to -1. And this should now be 9, I believe. Let's double check that. Keep our run going. 9. There we go. All right. It's continuing on. The optional second parameter allows us to search starting from a given position. All right. So widget with ID. We're looking for ID, but we're asking here for the second occurrence. So this is 0. Remember, by default, this would return 0 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's the second one. So that's why you get a 12 there. If you want all occurrences, you can put it inside of a loop. And then they kind of even pretty it up a little bit. So let's look at that example. So what are we looking for? Well, again, it should be pretty obvious here taking a look at it. Okay. Pos equals, we're looking for targets, so we're looking at as. So let's figure them out by hand. That should be in position 0. Okay. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 0, 7, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So it should be 0, 7, 17, and 27, if I did this correctly. And I didn't. Unexpected token. Because I still got that. Okay, there we go. So 0, 7, 17, and 27. Let's see if indeed that's what we get. 7, 17, 27. Okay, so why didn't we get the 0, or did I make a mistake there? Oh, because we were looking for a lowercase a. That's why. If we come back and change that to a lowercase a, save it, and run it again, now we should get 0, 7, 17, and 27. 0, 7, 17, 27. All right? There's a last of where you can go from the other direction. It says there's a slight inconvenience with this. It says it doesn't work in this case. We should check for -1. And it says the alert in the above example does not work because str.indexOf returns 0. And 0, which is actually the position in an if statement, if 0 was returned, 0 means false. So here you check for -1. Okay? All right, where am I for time? I'm at 24 minutes, so I'm going to stop with this iteration and continue on in just a couple.